Alright, this is the foundation of the currency system in a scene. Every currency demo scene includes this component, SceneCurrencyService. This is the concrete implementation of iCurrencyService. It's responsible for storing and mutating currency for GameObjects in the scene. You can replace this with your own implementation if you want, but for most cases this is the one you'll use. I'll open it up in code. At the top there's a reader map. This just shows how the class is structured. We'll focus on the parts that actually matter for using the service. First, the data model. Balances are stored per GameObject owner and per currency ID. So each object in your scene has its own wallet. Next, events. Whenever a balance changes successfully, OnWalletChanged is raised. That's how UI and other systems react to currency updates. Then the core API, GetBalance, credit, debit, SetBalance, and transfer. These are the operations everything else calls. All the panels we've looked at so far are using these methods. There's also some lifecycle protection. This ensures only one instance exists in the scene, so you don't accidentally end up with multiple currency services. Now, this part is important. By itself, this service is intentionally simple. It does not include policy caps, it does not include audit, and it does not include authority, escrow, idempotency, or batch behaviour. It's just a raw wallet implementation. So where do those features come from? Back in the scene, you'll see another component next to it, the CurrencyServiceBootstrap. I'll open that. This is where the service gets composed. At startup, it finds the scene currency service in the scene and wraps it with additional behaviour. Things like policy caps, audit, authority, idempotency, and batch events. And then it publishes that composed stack. So when something calls CurrencyResolve, it gets the fully configured service, not just the raw scene service. That's why in the panels you see a wrapper type instead of scene currency service. So the mental model here is simple. Scene currency service is the base implementation. The Bootstrap composes the runtime behaviour around it, and everything else in the system talks to the service through the interface. That's how the system stays modular, and why features like policy, audit, and escrow can be added without changing the core service.